What's up, guys? Blade Master here. Going to be bringing you game 2 of round 1 in the Blood and Sand tournament. This is played between AK the Legend and VM or Patronus from the VM clan. Patronus pretty handily lost the first game. Let me move my mic 1 second. He pretty handily lost the first game. It was a Pyrrhic victory for the Huns, but he really didn't do a good job from the get go. From the army setup, he didn't really do a good job of winning or of making an army that would win. Let's see if he manages to turn it around in this game. He has taken the Ostrogoths in this matchup, and AK the Legend has taken the Saxons. With the Ostrogoths, Patronus looks like he's brought a front line of 4 Germanic Hullers. So all good so far. He has brought Gothic Warband, Gothic Palatina, Defector front line. Mix of them, 3 Gothic Warband and 2 Gothic Palatina defectors. Gothic Palatina defectors have got triple bronze. Decent decision to be putting experience chevrons on them. But although, if you're going to be putting experience chevrons on a unit like Gothic Palatina, just might as well put it on melee cavalry, in my opinion. For his flanks, he's got 4 Gothic Falksmen, which is a very smart move. Let's see about his cavalry. Noble Germanic Horseman, Noble Germanic Horseman, single silver. Noble Germanic Horseman, Noble Germanic Horseman, 4 good, single silver on them. Taifali Cavalry with single silver and Germanic Nobles General. So this is going to be a game where Patronus loses. This is going to be a video showing how Patronus loses. On the other hand, with the Saxons, 4 Nordic Hurlers, 3 Hearthguard, 2 Nordic Warriors, 4 total Nordic Axe Warriors, couple of Saxon Lancers, very smart choice. I like these units for sure. And 1, 2 Heroic Cavalry, 3, 4 Heroic Cavalry, not a smart choice. I don't really like those units in my opinion. That's just me. Chieftain with G and Brace General. So very powerful Saxon army, decently powerful Saxon army from AK the Legend. Pretty terrible army from I shouldn't be calling it terrible. I guess it's a 5 on 10 sort of army from the Ostrogoths. So unless Patronus manages to somehow make Taifali Cavalry cost effective, he's going to be losing this game. Here, Heroic Cavalry, being the heroes that they are, charging straight into Gothic Warband. It was a ballsy move, but it was the right move here by AK the Legend. He pulls back, he takes quite a few casualties, but he's done a decent bit of damage. Pulling them back now is a mistake though, because he should just charge in. He should have left them in and destroyed the Gothic Warband before pulling out, although the Noble Taifali Cavalry was coming into support. At the end of the day, they did a decent bit of damage, and now they're going to come in for a second charge. AK the Legend really has been playing out of his mind in the early engagements, I think. Notwithstanding that one mistake with his Noble Step Cataphracts in the first game, he's gotten 172 kills with his Heroic Cavalry. This is a moment that's definitely going in the top moments of Blood and Sand. Ballsy move. It's such a ballsy move, but it has definitely paid dividends. Heroic Cavalry, not a very strong cavalry, and he's managed to make it work with them. Here, Hearthguard have to be put in shield wall. They have been put in shield wall. Going to be faced up against Gothic Warband. Hearthguard really won't do too much against them. Gothic Warband destroying Nordic Warriors here. I don't know what was up with that. You can't use Nordic Warriors in shield wall here. Meanwhile, Saxon Lancers have charged in, not really getting too many kills, but Nordic Axe Warriors have come into support. Should be pulling out these Heroic Cavalry over here, but as it stands, the Heroic Cavalry will probably win that engagement here. Gothic Warband got charged at by Heroic Cavalry, and Taifali Cavalry going to come into support. Hearthguard starting to pull back. Starting to get some kills for themselves against the Gothic Warband. Meanwhile, the Germanic Hurlers really haven't been able to do too much in this game. Taifali Cavalry pulled back, gotten only 13 kills. Meanwhile, finally the Heroic Cavalry have been pulled away. Now the Nordic Axe Warriors can really wreak the damage that they can do. 20 kills here, popping Frenzy against Noble Germanic Horsemen. That's the end of those Noble Germanic Horsemen. The Gothic Warband, you can see how quickly the Hearthguard turned the tables around once. After the initial charge, the Gothic Palatina defectors really couldn't do too much against Hearthguard in shield wall. That's the effect of shield wall on defensive units. They're so much better. But even if the Nordic Warriors were in shield wall, I'm not really sure. They wouldn't have done much because they're not the type of unit that you should be putting shield wall on. They have a good charge. They have good melee attack and melee damage, and they have poor melee defense and armor. So you really should be capitalizing on the charge bonus that they have by counter-charging and never putting them on shield wall. That's just my opinion. Chieftain with G here, full strength. This game's over. Noble Germanic Horseman routing here. Gothic Falksman doing decently, trading well against the Nordic Axe Warriors, but the Nordic Axe Warriors are just too many in number. Taifali Cavalry destroyed that one heroic cavalry unit, but now they're faced up against Nordic Axe Warriors. Actually, he can sort of pull this back if he takes the right engagements. Heroic Cavalry have been kind of sort of wasted. He's been AK the Legend did some really nice moves at the start of the game, but he's been too slow at pulling out his cavalry in both these games. That's one aspect of the game that he hasn't really mastered, I guess, is the best way to put it. Nordic Axe Warriors here going to charge in. The Hearthguard took the brunt of that of the damage from the Taifali Cavalry. This is the perfect situation for him, letting the Hearthguard, who've already done their duties in the battlefield, take the charge, and then the Nordic Axe Warriors got a great javelin toss onto these Noble Germanic Horsemen. The general is full strength, but just so many units left for the Saxons that the Ostrogoths really cannot win this game. Pretty victory, much quicker victory for AK the Legend, and he's very handily won the first two games. So very strong showing from AK the Legend, definitely a force to be reckoned with, as he's shown in this first round. I'm not really sure if the rules allow you to pick the same faction in the tournaments after this, if there's a faction reset at any stage. If they can, then if he can pick the same factions again, then no harm done, no harm, no foul. But if he cannot, then he's lost some pretty strong factions. He's lost the Huns and he's lost the Saxons in the first round, and that would be a very interesting twist. It could potentially spell a premature end for AK the Legend's journey in this tournament. That said, he does have the real strong factions like the Burgundians, and Alans are still there for him. So that's the end of this matchup, and AK the Legend progresses to round 2. And see you guys soon. Peace.